1971 to 2015, that is what was instilled in his mind as one of the most important things he could learn in technical things, or take away from him. He said the second thing was in a sparring situation. Sensei La never lost a sparring match. Believe it or not, he never lost one sparring match. When he was white belt, green belt, brown belt, black belt, they used to have these sparring matches among the students. It was a very small class at the time. And among those students was Sensei John Kay, for you guys that know him. Sensei John Benson came later on. Sensei Mary, Sensei Frank Finessen, all these are masters now. So I still call them Sensei because that's, I don't know, that's how I remember them. They're my senseis. Who else was in that class? A couple really exponentially large, big, not just ego, big, technically great people. You know, really, really good people. Okay, when we were watching great people spar, your dad was one of the best sparring students we ever had. Okay, and he was just a kid at the time, you know, but he was a fabulous sparrer. Sensei La kind of took us all under his wing, and he said, you know, I didn't know he never lost a sparring match. I found that out from other people. But they used to have these inner things, and he was the smallest guy in the class, and he would always win the little in-class tournaments. And he said, and the second thing was, he said, every time I teach sparring, everybody spars, and they get attacked, and you see the people move back. They move straight line backward or come straight line forward to spar. And we're constantly taught, Grandmaster Quinn, Master An, Master Bao, Sensei Ulysses, Sensei Donald, all of us, Sensei Bert, you guys, everybody. What are we taught in sparring? Stay away from the center line. Try to move circular. And he said, and the third thing, and the only other thing that I would do is I would teach nothing but just step off the center line. Step off the center line. Step off the center line. And keep emphasizing that in terms of a sparring situation. Okay? So, with that in mind, I'm going to show you something that Sensei Don, could I borrow you just for a second? Okay. The second thing that old Sensei started teaching was, he said, okay, if Sensei Donald's arm is longer than mine, his arm is pretty much longer. And if he turns his shoulders, okay, let's say if he's square here. Now, when we were first taught techniques for punching, okay, make a face, Sensei. When we were taught our techniques for punching, it was like square, just a little bit forward, but not much. Later, when old Sensei came back, he said, you turn your shoulders, and what happens? You increase your length by about 6 to 8 inches immediately. Now, how could I equalize that? I can't do that. If I turn here, okay, let's imagine he's punching my face, I'm trying to punch it. I still lost him, right? Right there. That's the equalizer. Doing nothing more than opening your hand. Okay? So, when old Sensei came back, he started, everybody still was sparring very close hand because we had to. And we didn't use padding back then. Okay, then we just started getting introduced to some padding, and that was kind of cool because you could kind of mix it up a little bit more. But whenever you goofed around with, say, Sensei La or old Sensei, boy, I'll tell you what, you didn't goof around with gloves or anything, you were in serious trouble because the first thing that they would do was, let's say, for example, let's just get in a, what stance do you like to spar in, Sensei? That's your sparring stance, okay. What he would do, old Sensei or Sensei La, I'm afraid of Sensei Don. That's why I'm going to take my glasses. I found I had glasses on, I spar with somebody, I got 6 stitches. Yeah. Okay. Tell you that story in a couple minutes. Now, if I'm squared off with Sensei Donald, and just imagine I'm Sensei Donald, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm thinking this is a big guy. Okay? I gotta be smarter than him. So I'm gonna try to move around, try to fan him out a little bit. I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna let him take the first hit. Do something, Sensei. Okay, he's doing something. Okay, now, what would old Sensei do? Do the same technique. Slowly. He would just go just like that. Only he would move a little bit to the side. Let's say Sensei was at Arnspiger or something, whatever. He'd move a little bit, but then, let's say, as his foot was still up, it's hard for him to do this because it's slow motion like in comics. But he would immediately launch his body to the side and extend his body vertical with his hands open like that. Okay? And invariably, you would get hurt.